All right, guys, I'm out here in the shop. I'm in my own personal car, my 96 Buick Roadmaster here, and I'm going to show you guys some functionality tests, some function output tests with our Snap-on Solus Edge right here. So this scan tool, we can go in and we can tell our computer to do different things, different functions with this, such as turn different functions on, do different things, do different output tests. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that with this scan tool. Now, this car being a 96 is not as sophisticated as some newer ones. So there's tests on this car that I cannot do, whereas something that was from 2016 that I could. Okay, so not every car is able to do everything, every test, but you know, it depends on the year, depends on the ECU, depends on the scan tool, depends on the software. Did the manufacturer want you to be able to do this test with a generic scan tool, or do you need the manufacturer's scan tool? Nissan likes to use the manufacturer's scan tool to do all their tests, whereas this guy can't do certain things. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys some functionality tests with my 96 Roadmaster right here. It's kind of a dumb car again, 96 being the first year of OBD2, so this computer is very easy to access. Okay, so just like normal, our scan tool right here is normally off. We have our cable right here, our diagnostic cable attached to the top of the scan tool. Our OBD port is down here in this area on this car. Again, it's going to be somewhere in the driver footwell. As I come down to plug my OBD port in, I am going to see when I plug it in, a green LED is going to light up. We see the glow on my hand right there. That means I've got power, and now my scan tool has powered up. Okay? So I'm going to go into vehicle selection right here. So I'm going to go click on my scanner button. I have to select what this is. So being a Buick, again, I can either touch it, I can scroll up or down right here and hit yes or no, or like I said, I can just touch it. I know this is a Buick. It's going to give me the option here in a second of automatic ID or manual ID. Again, some cars support automatic, some cars don't. If it doesn't support automatic or doesn't pull up the right kind of car, you got to go into manual ID. This car supports automatic, so I'm going to touch automatic ID right here. It's going to attempt to communicate. Ensure the ignition is on. That's an important thing. So if for whatever reason you're trying to communicate and you don't have your ignition on, which, whoops, I forgot to turn my ignition on, this is probably not going to pull up what kind of car this is. Look, vehicle does not support automatic ID. Well, I forgot to turn my ignition on. Let me hit no to go back. I'm going to hit no again because I want to try automatic ID. Let me turn my ignition on right here. Ignition comes on. And like I mentioned before, you might have a glowing check engine light right here that stays on. It might come on, turn off, then come back on. Usually you have the check engine light on with just the ignition on. The car is not started yet. I just have my ignition all the way forward into run. So again, we're going to try automatic ID. So I'm going to select Buick right here. Automatic ID. And now, bam, there's exactly what this car is. VIN number, engine size, year, make, model, etc. I can hit OK or cancel. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to hit up here with yes. Yes means OK. And now I can go into common selections. Well, for my function test, I need to have the car running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car now. Here we go. Car is running now. And I'm going to go into engine because I want to show you guys these function tests for the engine. I'm just going to do a couple of them. So I'm going to hit yes to go into engine. And now I have codes menu, data display, functional test, generic functions, or troubleshooter. Let me go into functional tests right here. I'm going to hit yes now. And this is going to be calibration, part number, output controls, or VIN. Calibration is if I wanted to see what software was on this car's computer in case I wanted to reflash it, update it, etc., etc. That's usually dealership type stuff. Output controls, that's where I want to go for these function tests, or I can look at the VIN and make sure this computer matches the VIN of this car. Why is that important? Well, some cars, and this is one of them, most new cars have theft deterrents built in to where if the computer does not match the car won't start. So if you get a car that comes in that, we just replaced the ECU, we were just replaced the instrument cluster, we were just replaced the ignition module, in the steering column that reads the keys, and the car doesn't start, you might need to go there and make sure the VINs all match up. But anyway, we're going to go into our output controls right here. So I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to hit yes. Now this is going to give me the output controls that I can control with this. I can turn my air conditioning on or off. I can turn my air pump relay on or off, my change oil lamp on or off, my EGR. I can make my exhaust gas recirculation valve open or close to test that it's working. I can turn my cooling fans on or off to make sure they're working. I can turn my fuel pump relay on or off. I can reset fuel trim. I can adjust my idle of my car, spark, loop status, closed or open loop. I can make my oil level lamp turn on or off, malfunction indicator lamp on or off, my purge solenoid for my evap system on or off. So these are functions that I can do. So let me just go in and just a real simple one right here, malfunction indicator lamp on or off. I select it, I hit yes. And then right here, there's going to be data right here. But you see up here what's highlighted, malfunction indicator lamp on or off. If I hit yes, it's going to bring up this little drop down. And I can move on or off, whatever is highlighted, such as right here on. If I hit yes, it's going to turn my check engine light on. If I scroll down, or if I hit yes again, and then I scroll down to off and hit yes, there's my check engine light off. Now I can turn it back on. Now I can turn it back off. So again, I can control what my check engine light is doing with this function output test. Okay, so let's try another one. So I'm going to hit no to get out of here. Let me do idle air control. So what I can do is this tests my idle air control motor. I can actually make the engine idle up or idle down. So you see right now I'm idling at about 700-ish RPMs. So I'm going to hit this for my idle control. Here's my data. You see my idle is right now at 800 and something. My spec is going to be 900. But right here I can hit yes. I can bump up my RPM. And my car should follow that RPM or follow that request. I can also go down. Let me go down pretty low here. 200 RPMs. Oh, too low. Car died. So that's an issue. You might want to have it a little higher. So let me go up to about 800 again. We will restart the car. So too low. But you see the point of this. I can make the car do things that I want it to do, that it would not normally do on its own. Okay, so let me get out of this. I can go in and turn my cooling fan. Let's try fan 2 right here. And I know you're not going to be able to hear it, but I can go in here. hit yes, and I can turn this fan on. You see it gives me an on right here telling me that fan's on. I can hear the fan running. I hit yes, I can go off, gives me my command is off, and now the fan has turned off. So again, you can go in and make the car do different things that it may or may not want to do. I can turn my air conditioning on or off, etc., etc. So this is the function tests, okay? I'm going to show you guys also how to do a power balance test, which is part of a function test. I'm controlling my fuel injectors on or off. I can't do that with this car, so that's going to be a different video, but again, it falls under the function tests. All right?